Just, man. If it feels this good for you too, to just fill it up with all that love. And like, dude, like unconditional love. Ah, oh, just beautiful. Eternal one. Surya Namaskar. Salutations to the light inside each and every set of eyes watching this now, and then in any other set of eyes that's ever lived, ever was personified in this world. I love you all. We're all the same. We're all the one being. Radiate that love and that energy, man. The more we can do that, I promise you, the more of us we can band together to power love. You feel me? Alright, light workers. We're all light workers, man. There's nothing special going on here. Every single tool I've ever shown is just something I've been reminded of, and I'm so grateful. We've all always known. You know. I love you. So now we've got our gratitude outside. We've tapped in to Mother Earth by putting some of her beauty inside of this avatar, right? The ginger, the turmeric, the pepper, the lemon, the orange. All of those things, they help us to connect with what's really our nature. What happens when we eat too much of the processed stuff? The body literally rejects it, right? You eat too much of it, you might yak. Or oh, it feels so acidic, whatever. So now we've connected with our nature, which is Mother Nature, right? We've connected with our eternal great one, the unconditional lover. Literally any moment on any what you might call a day based on light cycles is our instantaneous mother. I mean, literally, when we're kids, we suck on our mother's teat to get the life force. This is the life force. It's all around. You've never needed anything. In fact, declutter it. Yes, you've probably been thinking about a fast if this video is finding you. Looking to elevate spiritually, physically. What is that going to do mentally? Well, I've pretty much only been back on the intermittent fasting for maybe a couple of weeks, honestly, if that even. And the disturbance, the resistance, those little interceptors that sometimes maybe we sit with, the great mushroom spirit or with another one of our great spirits to unlock, to move past, to cut the cords. We can have this. It's already been here. Let's bless that process real quick. So, deep breath out. Getting toxins out. Refreshing. You probably feel there's been a little refreshment in there. Now, we breathe real quick, right? Shamballa. 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 We're just attracting the Shambhala right now before we even drop a code. We're just resonating and attracting Shambhala. Shambhala. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Spirit, we come together in our nature to ascend into one of our higher versions. We ask that you make us as we should be, in order to embody the frequencies that will best heal those around us. Starting, of course, with self. And over here in the experience behind the eyes of Jai Raja or Jai Raja in this lifetime here, seems as though the first realization towards that healing is usually the realization that capital letter I that's pure consciousness. We're just another lens of consciousness, isn't it? Energy just went where it needed to go. Household created enough love made a love child. That's where we went. That's what seems like truth over here. So, what do we do with that information in order to heal? So, if we know that I is pure consciousness and that there's another layer, and that's where the actual ego or individualized identity really exists, that means there are different dimensions, right? And different versions, different frequencies get to reside in those. So, if we want to reside in those frequencies as well, at least my experience is that we float. So we separate, we zoom out from all the things that we think make up the ego identity. And then we just be. It seems to unlock creator mode, God mode. We're all God together. We're all literally a different set of eyes of pure consciousness. So, you are me, I am you. Like, we're all the same, but not everybody rolls that way, right? Not everybody is making their decisions with that realization. Or even some people who have gotten this realization are still very locked into the individualized wins. And I don't blame them, because in this dimension, green energy, and there's some different modes of operation that allow us to float above or just outside of the same playgrounds where most people play. And that's where the manifestations get much more, in my experience, effective, because we're not getting our manifestations into the cloud along with as many, right? That's why getting up early is such a game changer, because especially before it's light outside and the biology within us feels happy with the sun coming out. But then once we figure out that we are literally the universe and we're full awareness, that then the rest gets just infinitely more it does its job much better, right? It takes much less sleep in order to feel rested. That's because when we are practicing different states, such as alpha state, beta state, we meditate or we do yoga or whatever puts us into flow state, during those sessions, we're literally repairing our DNA, right? And then, of course, any intentional time that we're spending on rewriting the software. This is all time where we get to repair the body. So I would say, I want to just give one piece of wisdom today in this video that's been working for me. So that is that fasting has removed so much of the garbage that keeps, was keeping Jay from, from being able to thrive. You don't thrive so well if you're trying to, like, poop out a whole bunch of garbage the first 3 hours or 2 hours of the day, or once every hour for like 4 hours. Like, sometimes if we've eaten trash like that, like, it happens to the best of us, right? So obviously not the decisions I'm most proud of, but that's okay, because when we make those decisions, we learn the value, of going a different way, and everything for a purpose. It's always nice to relax for a little while when we're all the time focused on something. So that's actually another segue that's been huge for me lately, is that, if we're focused on something very heavily, then usually we're putting intention into that, like, all the time, right? And that's amazing, and obviously for those of us who are who consider ourselves esoteric or energetic or spiritual or whatever, just bottom line is we believe that we can access energy inside of us and from within the universe. So we might say that, what? When I'm focused on something all the time, so this has been a massive lesson within especially this full moon, but I feel like every full moon and literally every moment, right? I'm not one of those people who thinks my whole life is about to shift because of the moon cycle, but I do believe that there's a natural way that the energy is adjusting during that period. But no matter what's going on, I believe that we have the full ability to impact where we are at, right? And even if there is, say, like a nominal, or say 5%, 10% that outside entities can send energy and have it directly affect us, I'm of the school that I have the belief that basically the only way that's possible is if we've given that power internally, that this person's opinion can affect my emotional state. I will react to this person's, right? You can feel what energy comes out even just when I say that. So what if we shift it? We can journal this, we can affirm this if we're going through this. We're all simply another set of eyes of pure consciousness and pure awareness. Okay? But since we all are doing this through a different lens, the experience is different, even just by a little bit. 0.0 repeating and a little 1. But just that minuscule difference of experience affects perception a lot, because until we learned that we're much more powerful than just being reactionary machines, and that we're gods and goddesses and pure consciousness in the whole universe, like, before that realization, like, that's what we did, right? And it's okay. The only way to progress from that mode of operating is to be okay with being there in that state. It's okay. This is where I've been, because maybe that's what I've seen, because that's what's allowed me to feel. And then we realize, I can just develop how I want to feel and just go from there. Then I'm just like on my own track, right? I got all my chakras and they're all kind of rolling, and then I calibrate them all. And then whenever someone else's kind of rings of Saturn come into my, aerospace, it's just more like, cool, man. This is my spaceship. I see your spaceship. Okay, I hear you. I hear what you're saying. That's awesome. Grateful for the connection, bro. Let's hug it out. I might take some of that stuff. Thanks so much for the love. Sending a bunch of love back. Without an expectation, right? That someone else is going to listen to what I'm saying and take it to heart. The next time if something comes up and they don't do what I've been suggesting, right? If they don't do it, if I'm operating out of ego, then I'll be like, oh, but I told you so many times. But I says for sure the way, why don't you follow? But when I'm operating out of love, what do I say? First of all, the pause and actually observing what's going on, right? And I'm like, this is what worked so well for me, but it's not working as well for this person. Maybe that's because their experience is just a little different, so their perception is a little different. That's cool. That's the journey. That's life, right? We're all a little different flavor. I might be, like a sweet sriracha or something. You might be like a, I don't know, a chutney. They're all delicious in different ways. So, I just think that, when I'm operating out of love, then it becomes more like, okay, well, how can that person hear what they need to hear? Where might that come from? Am I able to deliver it in a different way that maybe they can hear? Is someone else meant to deliver the message they end up hearing? I don't know. Because I just have this perception right here. And a little more, thanks to some amazing spiritual tools. But I don't profess to know a lot. Like, it still could just be what I want to see. So, I appreciate you guys. Let's do a quick chakra wake up for the 7. So, lam, vam, ram. So, lam, vam, ram. Hum, psalm or sa or psalm, just any sound that psalm, fully gets you into that. And then om or aum, and then a silent one for the crown. So feel free to join. Relax whole body first. Oh. Yeah. Full breath in.